little comeback there, but it didn't last long.
Kyle Kuzma scored 10 points. One of just 4 Lakers scored double figures. Kuz is speaking with Mike in the locker room.
Kuz, you haven't had, as a team, a ton of starts like this where the team's able to build a big-ish lead in the first half and then push it in the third. What are the keys within that game of trying to turn the energy around and just try to get that things switched?
Just try to compete. Plain and simple. That's something that we just didn't do tonight, and it just rubbed off offensively and defensively.
At this point of the season, you guys do have a cushion in the West, but you've been talking about not thinking about that, going game to game, going day to day. How do you stay in that mindset now going into New Orleans tomorrow night?
Just try to get a bounce back game. It's plain and simple. Try not to lose 2 in a row. That's been our theme all year, and hopefully we can get that W tomorrow.
You had that little push at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and you kind of caught a little rhythm. Was it just a lot to kind of come back from the deficit at that point, or what was clicking there?
No, just got a couple more looks, that's all. That's kind of how I catch a rhythm, so, yeah.
How tricky is it to sort of on the fly? I mean, obviously you got to figure out ways to integrate Markieff. Is that affecting rhythm at all for the team?
No. Keith does a good job of, just playing. He knows how to play the game of basketball. Kind of just fits in. Spots up, plays D. So, I don't think it necessarily affects the rhythm of the team. I think, other variables kind of do so.
Yeah. There was that moment where Keith kind of got in Dylan Brooks' face a little bit over that. Is that motivating for a team? Do you look for that kind of personality on the team? I'll ask you too.
It was, obviously, he thought it was a hard foul, and, you stick up for your teammates, and, that's what you should always do, so.
Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Lexus. They don't favor the Lakers. Basically, they lost in every single category except what? Fast break points, you're saying, Ron?
Break points, yes, sir.
Paint's a big one, 52-38. That tells the story right there, big game James. Also out-rebounded, more assists, doubled up on turnover, second chance points, 18-10. I want to talk about Kuz a little bit. LeBron, doesn't start. Kuz gets the ball a little bit more. Had, 18 against the Warriors. Markieff Morris getting some minutes. He's moving to the wing a little bit. James just seems like he's trying to adjust and fit into a role, but it seems to change every night as well.
Yeah, that's part of the job and characteristics of being in the NBA. You're not going to just be able to do one thing and be one-dimensional. And, nobody's going to feel bad for you either. So Kuz is... he's in a quagmire right now. He's got to figure out, how to play consistently every night, whether LeBron or AD's on the court or not. And it's a lot of it's mental and psychological, and the way he prepares for the game, the way he looks at the game. So, he's a talented player, and we're still waiting on him to be that big third guy.
Yeah,
otherwise his minutes will be limited.
Yeah.
I think for Kuz, it's like he presses too hard to score, and he needs to learn how to just let things come to him, take advantage of his opportunities. It's like I've noticed if he's not scoring, his game suffers on the defensive end. There's been moments as most NBA players are not going to score. They go down the other end, they lock up. Mm-hmm. They get a defensive block, they go down and get a layup off a fast break or something. For me, it just seems like when he doesn't score or makes a mistake, it's like you can just tell by his body language that the air goes out of him. He needs to learn how to just play basketball, not worry about the mistakes, and not worry about getting shots.
He could take a page out of Caruso's book and just play the game.
And it's not as if he's not getting the shots. Mm-hmm. He had 12 shot attempts tonight. Anthony Davis had 12 shot attempts tonight. I thought you were looking to move on.
No, not at all. I'm listening to you.
With that said, I just think within allowing the game to come to him, read and react, not forcing, not pressing, understanding that the shots and the opportunities are going to be there for you, and capitalizing on them when they come, it's going to be key for him.
Yeah. In the first start of the season, Alex Caruso scored 9 points. We'll go to him now. He's with Mike.
AC, there aren't many times this season where you guys haven't had your typical energy. I wondered if you felt that early, or if Memphis, why Memphis seemed from the outside at least to have more.
They play a little desperate. They've lost a couple games in a row on a winning streak. Human nature kind of pulls you in the opposite direction. But obviously we got to be professionals and come ready to play every night, and we didn't get it done.
What did you notice about the difference between that group that you were with the starters from what you're typically used to when you come in, if anything?
Not a lot, because I've played with that group before, to finish games, even to finish the first quarter at times. So really was just trying to fill out the beginning of the game. So beginning of the game is always a little more hyped up, a little more energy. Thought I did a pretty good job. Just ball's a little slick tonight. Trying to hold on to that early in the game was tough. But other than that, I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you're right. You have to play with that unit a lot. They left you open for a couple shots. You hit one, kind of the top of the key. Then you hit a three on the wing. Where are you noticing that your shots are coming with that type of a group, especially when things conceivably could get tight in crunch time?
Yeah, it's hit or miss, but a lot of times there's a double, there's a paint swarm, and for me it's just spacing right and getting open shots on the corner or on the wing, or being ready to drive hard closeouts and create for other people.
What's been the key to your guys' success on these second night of back-to-backs as you head to New Orleans? Now you're 7-0. LeBron said you don't think about that. You got to just handle the one tomorrow. But what has been helping you guys be good there?
It's basically the opposit of what we did tonight. Playing hard, being focused, not turning the ball over, rebounding. Simple things that win you basketball games. Today was kind of an outlier for us on the season of what we typically do. So hopefully we can bounce back next game.
Last thing for you, since you saw New Orleans recently and now you see what they look like with Zion, what's a little bit different about them and what's the key?
They really pushed the ball into the paint with Zion. He's a big presence for them in the paint. I think he's been over 20 points for almost 10 games in a row. And then the pace that they play at, that fits into his skill set well. So just being able to defend the paint and then also get out to challenge threes.
Stacey.
Thanks.
More to come on Action. Avery Bradley scored 6 points on just 2 for 8 shooting. He's in the locker room with Brez.
Avery, you guys have been winning so many games on the road. Is it odd to actually not win one and also to get blown out a little bit too?
It is, especially seeing that we lost. We had a lot of bad plays I feel like we could have controlled, especially at the beginning of the game. I just feel like our energy wasn't there. We had a lot of turnovers. They became contagious, and our sense of urgency from the start of the game just wasn't there for us, and we dug a hole for ourselves.
Yeah, it's surprising after watching you guys, the last several months that this happened. So, the turnovers were a big issue, weren't they? 16 you guys had tonight.
Yeah. Whenever we have turnovers, especially on a team like this, they're one of the top fast break teams in the NBA. They're usually going to convert on the other end of the floor, and it's our job, to make sure we take care of the basketball. Coach put an emphasis on it before the game, and unfortunately, we didn't execute our game plan.
What was it like for you to come back here? You had a nice end of last season here, the last couple months, played 14 games here, averaged about 16 points. Kind of found some offensive flow here, didn't you?
I did. This was a great situation for me. I feel like it gave me some confidence and home a little bit. Majority of my family's from Memphis and Mississippi, so to be back here, it was nice, and it's always nice to be here.
You obviously didn't know that they were going to land Ja in the draft when you were here, but did you see kind of the foundations of what this team has become since you were here?
For sure. Not only with the front office, all the hires that they've been able to make. My guy Tayshaun Prince on their staff. I feel like they're doing a great job, even with bringing Winslow here. They're creating the grit and grind identity, and I respect that, and that's what I always respected about Memphis. They always play hard and play the right way.
Take a quick break. Dwight Howard finished this dunk, but the Lakers scored just 88 points, a season low, and snapped a 7-game winning streak. Time to start another streak tomorrow.
He does it. I was wondering when someone was going to do this. I want to do the worthy clap on that one, boy. About time to see you little young fellas. You can't be doing all this stuff trying to embarrass people.
You can't try to embarrass Trevor Reeves.
Yes, that's old school.
Want a chance? That's a bet.
It's called getting chopped in an Adam's apple. Cut that hair off.
What did that look like? I think we're going to break right now. Go to break in.
Like
James, show us again.
Oh, young fella trying to embarrass somebody. It could have been worse.
Yeah. That's our guy. Sunday, our one final question. Which team will get the 8th seed in the West? You guys all had different answers in the pregame show. Allie, you want to go first?
I'm going to stick with the Pelicans.
Stick with the Pelicans?
However, the Lakers are not helping my case there.
Good point.
They get beat tomorrow, which I am not anticipating.
Rob?
I'm still going with Portland.
Even though they're struggling.
I think Dame is a
He's not back yet,
bad
though, is he?
man. And
They're losing a lot, though, right?
hey, settle down. It's only 2-3 games. It's all right.
Okay.
They ain't going to win streak.
Dame's going to need some help. He's going to need a lot of
Who you
help.
going with?
I'm going to Pelicans.
Pelicans?
What do you think about that
Yes,
big
I'm here
shot?
tomorrow. I'm here all week.
Should you guys play
I'm
what the
sorry,
numbers
you're going
is
to be here all week?
We should.
You're here all week?
Yes, I'm
Rob,
here
you're
all
not
week.
here tomorrow. You're not here tomorrow.
I am here tomorrow.
Thanks for watching so
You're
long.
not
Rob will
here
figure out.
tomorrow.
Are you?
Yes, I'm here tomorrow.